If you've got a horse-obsessed kid in your house, I've got something very special for you. The Black Stallion Returns is a 1983 sequel with a great story about a boy willing to cross an ocean to save his best friend, displays the kind of animal acting you just don't see anymore because CGI has replaced it, and full of emotional depth that can't be matched. Plus, stick around because I'm going to tell you which U.S. president had the Black Stallion at their inauguration. Welcome to Wholesome TV Picks, the only podcast where every recommendation comes from 35 plus years of watching wholesome TV your family can actually trust. If you want clean, uplifting content for family movie night without the 45 minutes of scrolling through Netflix, I'm here to help. Let's get into it. The Black Stallion Returns is also based on the book by Walter Farley, the original author of The Black Stallion. And it's a story about Alec Ramsey journeying to the country of Wadi Dra to save his horse, the Black, after he's stolen by the horse's original owners and taken back to their homeland. You'll be swept away as you follow Alec's tremendous journey through the desert, unfamiliar territory, and a completely different culture, all to find his friend. This was one of those films I rented from the video store and the library over and over again until my dad was ready to hide the VHS tape. And funny enough, my youngest daughter, who's 12 now, did the exact same thing when she was little. From about the age of 3 on up, this was her go-to movie. She watched it over and over until she could quote the whole thing. Like mother, like daughter, I guess. I know what you're thinking. Sequels are sometimes a letdown. Here's the thing. You can watch this movie completely on its own without ever seeing the first Black Stallion. But I do recommend watching the original first so you really understand the depth of Alec and the Black's relationship. If you want to know more about that one, go back and check out episode 32. This movie has the same brilliance as the first because they didn't cut corners. Same cinematography, same emotional depth, same cast. The magnificent Cass Ole returns as the Black Stallion, Kelly Reno as Alec, Terry Garr as his mom, plus some new characters, including Vincent Spano as Alex's friend Raj. I can't even tell you how many times I've watched sequels where they swap out the actors and it just ruins everything. Not in this one. There is one bad word, SOB, that's at about the 1 hour, 31 minute mark. And the music, oh my gosh, this soundtrack is incredible. George de la Rue's score builds on Francis Coppola's original, and it does exactly what a great movie score should do. It tugs at your heart and soul and pulls you right into Alex's journey. Your kids are going to feel every moment of this adventure. Now I'm going to share what makes this movie so powerful for families. This movie teaches courage and independence through Alex's journey. Think about it. I mean, a teenage boy travels from New York to Wadi Dra in Africa completely alone with no money. He doesn't speak the language. He doesn't know the culture. And he has to figure out how to find his horse and food and how to blend in when he sticks out like a sore thumb as an American kid. He finds people to help him and picks up cultural tricks along the way. And he's not afraid of any of it because his love for the Black is bigger than his fear. That's what drives him to press on, especially when he runs out of water in the middle of the desert. I think it really shows kids what it means to go the distance for someone you love who's irreplaceable. And speaking of love, this is where the movie really shines. The love that Alec has for his horse is fully visible on the screen. They have this undeniable connection, and you'll feel that connection through the screen. And I think that's because Kelly Reno spent so much time before filming bonding with Cass Ole. That was the actual horse's name that played the Black Stallion. If you've got a family pet, a dog, a cat, a bird, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That unconditional love. And I'm sure you've probably talked to some people who don't have pets and they think you're crazy for everything you do for your animals. buying them the best food, taking them everywhere, just going above and beyond basic care. Me, personally, I raw feed our pets. It's time-consuming, it's expensive, and way less convenient than pouring kibble in a bowl. But I do it because I love our pets and want the best for them. That's the kind of relationship Alec has with the Black. And hey, before I tell you about the animal acting magic in this film, make sure you follow the show so you never miss a weekly pick that saves you from another 45 minutes of searching through Reddit subreddits. There's a moment in this movie that teaches kids about love and loss in a beautiful way. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a sacrifice Alec makes because of his love for the Black. Every single time I watch it, it gets to me and I cry. I don't think I'd have the strength to do what he does in the movie. So it's about loving someone enough to put their needs above your own wants. The animal acting in this film is something special you just can't find anymore. Corky Randall trained Cass Ole for this film. He and his dad Glenn found Cass back in 1980 for the original movie. Now, Cass Ole wasn't in every scene. The owners didn't want him used for the swimming scenes or high-risk racing stuff between both movies. But the talent it took for Corky Randall to train this horse to do what he does in this movie? Nothing short of amazing. Animal trainers like Corky Randall and Rudd Weatherwax, the man behind Lassie, created animal celebrities that don't exist anymore. As a kid, I knew so many horse and dog actors' real names, not just the characters. Cass Ole was the Black Stallion, Bart the Bear, Jed was White Fang, Pal was the original Lassie, Chris was Beethoven. I mean, they inspired countless children wanting to work with animals. These animals became household names, and it shows what an impact they had on children and adults alike. It's something I wish we could go back to, but CGI has completely replaced the need for real animal actors. The 2020 Call of the Wild movie with Harrison Ford is a perfect example. When you compare that computer-generated dog to Cass Ole in this film, you'll immediately see the difference. Real animals bring a depth and emotion to the screen that computers just can't replicate. The dependency on CGI to save money and avoid regulations means your kids are missing out on something magical. And movies like this are your chance to give your kids that experience. Real animal actors like Cass Ole created connections that stay with you for life. That's why movies like this matter. They give your kids the chance to fall in love with a real animal. And who knows? Cass Ole might become the first animal celebrity your kids can actually name. So here's the bottom line. This movie is a must-watch for every family. Cass Ole, the Black Stallion, will capture the heart of you, your kids, and anyone else in your family willing to sit down and watch. It brings a richness to your soul that's worth passing on to the next generation. Okay, wait. If I've helped you save even 20 minutes of scrolling this week to find something safe and worth watching, do me a favor and head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. It really does support the show, and I can't do that without you. Remember at the beginning when I mentioned the Black Stallion being at the inauguration of a U.S. president? Did you guess who it was? It was Ronald Reagan in 1981. Cass Ole was actually in Reagan's inauguration ceremony parade. That's how beloved this horse was. The Black Stallion became part of American history. Your kids' TV doesn't have to be limited to whatever Netflix or Hulu is pushing this week. You can choose quality kids' TV like this and give your child the same kind of memories that have stuck with me and my children for decades. When you watch this, you'll understand why people like me watched this movie over and over again on videotape until the tapes were eaten or destroyed. You can watch it for free on Tubi TV, and in case you're interested, there's an awesome image gallery and videos to all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff on Cass Ole you may want to check out. I'll leave links in the show notes and my website for your convenience. That's it for today's episode. Join me next week where I'm going to share with you a made-for-TV movie about a mom dealing with a stalker of her 14-year-old daughter that lasted for quite some time until she decided to do something about it. Have a great rest of your week. Remember, your values matter and your TV should too. I'll catch you next week. Take care.